Greetings and salutations. I would like to welcome everybody back and some of you for the first time to the Full Sport Press Podcast, the premier sports podcast for the consummate sports fan. And this is your one-stop shop for all sports-related news and topics. I am J-Ho.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
Weezy in the building. Say what's up, Weezy.
Do what it do.
What up, coach in the building? Say what's up, Cam.
What's happening? How's everybody doing?
Doing great, man. Everybody get some good food for Thanksgiving?
You damn right.
Yeah, for sure. Did anybody do any cooking?
No,
I did a little bit. I ain't do nothing too much.
Okay, sure. See, Weezy, I see you got your Nas part.
Yeah. Bevel Blade?
Yeah, whatever that means, yeah.
I knew you didn't know it.
Yeah, you know that, for sure.
All right.
Episode 345, we're handing out winners and losers of the 2020 NBA free agency season.
FSP style. Always FSP style. You better damn know it. You better damn believe it.
There we go, man. Best of the week, Weezy. We'll stick with you, man. What you got?
Best week for me was we let Harmony eat a turkey leg yesterday, man. She tore it up. She wasn't playing around with it. She went. She didn't play no games with it, man. The whole leg. She wouldn't let it go for the rest.
Turkey leg.
She didn't finish it out, but she wouldn't let it go for the rest of the night. It's hers. That was hers.
It's all right, man. Get your roll on, Harmony. Get your roll on. Coach Locke, what you got?
NFL has all black officiating crew for first time in history in the Rams versus the Bucks game. What was even better about it was that it was on prime time Monday night, so the entire world got to see it.
Sure. Most definitely, man. What about you, Jeff?
Man, I don't know what I did to deserve it, but apparently I had a fake IG page today. that was running rampant.
Yeah.
Shout out to whoever that was cool to do. You know, sending people weird links to subscribe to some type of weird security thing or whatever. Hope nobody clicked on that and nothing bad happened, but it was pretty funny. My morning was pretty hilarious because of that. Just gonna be real.
For sure. Was I the first person to tell you about that?
You was top 4. My sister was number 1. My sister called and texted me. Like, what you got going on? I said, I don't even know what this is about, but appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Dang, dog. My best of the week is just with Coach Locke, man. The all-black officiating crew, first time in league history. The members of that crew had 89 seasons of NFL experience combined and also worked 6 Super Bowls. So shout out to the all-black officiating crew, man, for sure. Worst of the week, Coach, what you got?
Well, you know, like you mentioned earlier, yesterday at the time recording was Thanksgiving, and seeing some of these recipes on social media. I saw a couple of them. I saw a mac and cheese that was made from macaroni and cheese that comes out of a freezer. They took the macaroni and cheese, put it in the pan, then added shredded cheese, mixed shredded cheese, and some other kind of cheese, and then put it in the oven to make macaroni and cheese.
A lot of cheese.
I also saw a macaroni and cheese with avocado in it on social media too.
I saw that.
That's not it.
That ain't it.
Nah, that ain't it, man. Hey, here's the thing. You guys have 364 days to experiment. Don't do that shit on Thanksgiving.
That's the rule. That should be a rule. Like, that should be a law. Like, at least, like, not a felony, but at least a misdemeanor of crime. Right,
sure. At least a citation. At least a citation.
I don't want to try nothing different that you I tried to do this. I don't want to. No, do what you've been doing. Mm-hmm. Do what I'm used to. What I've been. I don't want to try nothing.
Try that on your own time when you're on it when eating.
Don't go chasing waterfalls. You know what I'm saying? Just stick to the rivers and the lakes you used to.
You got to. You got to do it.
For sure, man.
You got to.
Worst of the week, man. Who up?
Worst of the week for me was Joe Burrow, man, going down, man.
That's right.
Joe Burrow going down. He was having a great rookie season, and it was great. Joe Burrow going down. I ain't gonna argue with Jay like that.
Jeff, what you got worst of the week, man? Did you go? Oh no, that was your best of the week. Okay, my bad. What's your worst of the week?
My worst of the week is Steph Curry. That Under Armour. He doubled down with Under Armour, getting his own line. He's gonna get his own lifestyle shoes and his own gear, his own merch. God, man. I read something that said if Steph would have somehow worked it out with Nike, he probably would have the best selling shoe in the world right now.
I agree.
And that's true. And that's really true.
True.
But he's stuck in Under Armour land and they just keep on dropping the bag with him. That's terrible.
That is terrible for sure. My worst of the week is another Under Armour athletes, Tom Brady. After Brady and company, they lost the Rams on Monday night. He ran to the locker room, didn't shake anybody's hand. Second time he's done that this year. He did it to Nick Foles with the Bears when they lost. If this was Baker Mayfield, say Cam Newton, just to name a few, it would be a huge deal. But we give TB12 a pass because he's TB12. He's the GOAT. This is whack. Now, let me say this. I respect it, though, because when we play Madden, I never say good game after a Madden game. Win or lose, I stick with my guns. Never a good game. I hate losing more than I like winning, so I understand where he's at with it. But, hey, man.
But look, this is the difference of what you said, though.
Talk to me.
You said you stick with that win or lose. When Brady wins, he runs straight across that field and want to shake hands and give him advice in the ear and all that. But when he loses, it's something different. So if you do that when you win, that's fine. Do it when you lose too.
Yeah. Because if you ain't different, coach, what you got to be, coach?
You got to be better.
And if you ain't better, you got to be what?
You got to be different.
Ready.
Right. Make sure you check us out on iTunes, Facebook, IG, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, Beyond Pod, YouTube, and of course, the SoundCloud page to catch up on the full archive of past episodes of FSP. How do you do that? Just search Full Sport Press Podcast. When you get through doing that, make sure you check out the On Deck TV Hip Hop Podcast with Animal Brown and Spike Lee every Wednesday. The latest issue is up, the Who's Coming to Dinner episode. Something they do every year around this Thanksgiving time. So y'all make sure y'all go check that out and find out who they want to invite to Thanksgiving dinner this year.
Sure. Did anybody have any, you know what? I'm going to leave that one alone.
Yeah. Move right along.
Growth. Everything, shout out to the guys, man. Another great episode, man. Speaking of podcasts, let's talk about me and myself. My dog, Animal Brown. Self-Help Fashion Podcast, fresher than your average. Self-Help Fashion Podcast directly related to improving everyday fashion. We have a new FTYA IG live show, FTYA Friday, coming up with a special guest. So you guys stay glued to your Instagrams and your YouTubes for that. Until then, pull up on us as we go through some Would You Rocks, man, directly for the culture. Wear your kicks, man. Cop responsibly.
That Would You Rock today.
Whew. Hey, Weezy used to do the Adidas with the Nike every now and then, didn't you? That was your thing? Did that for a little while? You don't want to talk about it?
That's growth. You see that growth, Jeff? You see that growth?
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, Weezy.
Hey, man, your light is magnificent. You said you had a face scrub. You want to talk about it?
You see that growth, Jeff? You see that growth? It's back to back, Jeff. You see that?
I'm proud of you, Weezy.
Hey, man. Hey, boy, you doing good, Weezy.
He tried to reel you in, Weezy. He tried to reel you in.
You got the big dog bait, Jeff. Look, he reeled it in, threw it right back to him. Knew it was out there.
Goodness gracious.
Jeff, you're old, man. You got 10 good wrestling seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Let's start the clock.
All right, before we start, this week's 10 Good Wrestling Seconds is brought to you by Skill Wing Workouts. Make sure you follow them on all social media at Skill Wing, and don't forget to download the Skill Wing app to cover your training needs, receive alerts on the latest drops in athletic wear, and plenty of content to motivate and inspire. And as always, help us. Don't hurt us. All right, so last week was Survivor Series. So let's do the Who Gets the W results. All right, first match was the Street Profits versus the New Day. Jay and Weezy had the New Day. Myself and Coach Locke had the Street Profits. In a instant classic, the Street Profits got the W.
God damn it.
So that's
we won?
Me a lot.
No, we lost, Jay. I don't know where you raising up your hand. You messed up. We lost.
All right. Next, we had Asuka versus Sasha Banks. Myself, Jay, and Weezy had Sasha Banks. Coach Locke went with Asuka. Sasha Banks got the W.
No. And wait a minute, Coach.
No, I went with Sasha Banks. That was a sweep. I didn't say Asuka.
Yeah, you did. No, you did. You said Oscar.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
We're gonna get the tape on that, Coach.
We're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna check the tape on that. I know I wouldn't have picked. You always go with Sasha Banks. I know I did. I'm gonna check the tape right now.
Keep going. Let's go.
And lastly, the main event of the evening: Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Myself, Locke, and Weezy had Roman Reigns. Jay had Drew McIntyre.
Lost,
Roman Reigns got the W. So until we check the tape, as of right now, I won this week's who gets the W. Got all three right. We got 2 of 3. Locke got, as of now, Locke got 2 of 3 as well. Jay.
Jeff, you really lost because you didn't tell us Undertaker was going to be his last match ever.
We covered that. I covered that in October, bro. As soon as it was announced.
Hey, Jeff, you tell him to pull up then. You feel me? Yeah.
Like we talked about it on here in October. When it was announced, it was going to be his last farewell.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
You were here every day. You weren't on the assignment that week.
Yeah.
I was doing it like Paul Bear. Like this.
Real quick, did y'all see that? The Undertaker's last thing?
Paul Bear's still alive?
No, Paul Bear's passed. He's dead. But they did the Tupac hologram for Paul Bear. That was the creepiest shit I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
So they hologrammed Paul Bear into the ring and had Undertaker do the little thing with the urn with him. That was real creepy. Not gonna lie.
Paul Bear's my boy, dog.
The Tupac hologram has come a long way since then. That looked dang real. So make sure you check out 808s and Chair Shots each and every Thursday, 8 a.m. Shout out to Neek. We got our end of the year coming up, top 10 greatest black wrestlers of all time. Submit your list. Hey, we got a good time going over there.
I checked the tape. I said Sasha Banks.
Did you really?
I really did.
What type of nigga check the tape between the
Because I want these W's. I'm on the street. And I got the rest with Jeff Wright. So yeah, I still get the W.
We tied, Coach, 3-3.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Tweet us with questions throughout the week at Full Sport Press, man. Don't forget to comment. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page. On the iTunes page, please rate and subscribe. And more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
That the revolution will be podcasted. And before we get started, the first half, Weezy, do you have a yellow box of Cheerios award recipient for the listeners?
I do. Mm-hmm. This week's award recipient is 2-time NCAA football coach champion, Dabo Swinney.
Yeah, just Dabo would work. Dabo went in on Florida State pretty hard, man, over the last few days, essentially saying the nose ducked the Clemson Tigers. Now, Swinney, his attack went on for 3 days. During his weekly media availability, he reacted to an apparent slight by Coach Mike Norvell when he stated, and I quote, "Football coaches are not doctors. Some of us might think we are," end quote. Swinney answered with a scathing response. He said, and I quote, "I'm not really worried about what they said down there in Tallahassee. That's for sure. I've been in this league 18 years, been a head coach for 12 of them. They've had 3 head coaches in 4 years," end quote. I'll let you guys take this one. This is our yellow box of Cheerios recipient. Take the floor, Florida State fan.
Go ahead, fellas.
You want me to take this, Lock, and you got it? Pause.
You start off, Jeff. Go ahead.
So here's my thing about Dabo. I get it. He's a football coach. That's it. That's all he ever is. That's all he's going to be. Totally understand. But you're faulting an organization. You're faulting a school. You're faulting kids for their wanting to take their health into consideration. That's nuts. And I'm shocked that nobody in leadership, nobody on TV is playing into the fact that he's basically making you make a choice between your health and Clemson football, and making it seem like you're less of a person if you choose your health over Clemson football.
People been doing that in a lot of situations, bro. It just ain't football coaches.
No, I'm with you on all that. I'm with you on all that. But
I'm in agreement with you. I'm just saying some people hold whatever they're doing way more responsible than anything in this world. But proceed, my brother, proceed.
And the thing about it, what makes it even worse is it's not even him. Like, what are you gonna do when you're the one who's tested positive and you're the one that's around all these kids every day and putting them at risk and everything else? Like, the fact that you're tripling down, not doubling down, tripling down every day, taking shots at Florida State. I get it. We're the projects. We weren't gonna beat them anyway. We're gonna lose by 20 plus points. We were down 30 before the game even started. No problem. But the fact that Florida State wants to take into consideration this kid on your team was symptomatic all week and then test positive and still traveled with your team, that puts everybody at risk. Why is that even a question? But that's Dabo, and Dabo's been doing this all the whole time, and he's been getting away with it because he's winning. No one says anything. Y'all gonna realize that's Dabo sooner or later.
I'm gonna make it quick. That's the one thing I didn't like. He blew it up and made it seem like it was our fault because you brought somebody on your team to Tallahassee that had the COVID. And then you get mad when we say, and our doctors say, no, we're not gonna play. We didn't tell you to bring that kid that had COVID. If you'd have left him at home, you'd have went and played the game like normal. Everything would have went according to plan. We'd have got beat bad, and y'all would have went home and wouldn't be here. We wasn't worried about that. We knew we were not going to win the game. We're trying to keep our health together. We don't want to have to go through all this and then give it to somebody else. That's all we were trying to do.
That's it, man. I just don't think it'll be a possible motivation for Florida State not to play in that game, other than player safety. It's on record that they would have lost out on a 7-figure payday playing against Clemson. So, Dabo, you better than that. But a lot of people in this world are selfish, and they are paying attention to themselves and what makes them happy, for sure. So, he's amongst a bunch of people, for sure. Weezy, how you going to get that out to him?
You want to get to our prime? Y'all want to get to our prime, fellas?
Jeff, what you think?
I definitely would like to take it to Dabo's house myself. I would love to talk to Dabo. Like have a real conversation with him. Just want to talk to him. See what's happening.
Hey, you can hop in the van. I'll let you take it over yourself. You ain't got one on uniform.
I like that talk for sure. You guys ready to get started the first half?
Yes, sir. Do it.
Yes, sir.
The first half is underway.
First half, the hottest sports news of the past week, like we do each and every week here at the Full Sport Press Podcast. Before we get started, I am J Ho.
Your boy Big Jeff.
It's your boy Weezy. What do you do?
It's your man, Coach Locke.
Locke, where can they find you on social media, my brother?
Man, they can find me on Twitter and IG at Locke_the_great. That's THA. Get at me.
Yeah. What about you, Weezy?
I'm FSP_Weezy on IG. I'm at How Weezy on Twitter. Holla at me.
Most definitely. Jeff, where's the real you at, man? Where you at?
The real me is at JEasley84 across all social media platforms.
Sure, is it time to lock up the kingdom yet?
Ooh, it feels like it, y'all. I don't know. I'm about to have to go back to locking the kingdom down. Like that's a scary moment right there.
Hey, using your identity, they used your picture and everything. And I'm J-Ho on Insta. They copied my boy whole style. Soldier boy. All right, my bad. And I'm J-Ho on Instagram and Twitter. Have a conversation with me on Twitter. That's the only thing that will be a place for conversation, for sure. Weezy, you're on the clock, man. You have a 3 and out, I assume.
I do. I do have 3 and out this week. Didn't much happen this much NFL other than Derrick Henry running this game-winning touchdown. Other than that, let's play a little game. Quarterbacks have some suspect games this week. Y'all want to play a little game? This game is called Did They Win or Did They Lose? All right, I got some numbers here. All right, number 1. 18 for 30, 270 yards pass, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Did they win or did they lose?
They won.
They won.
They lost.
They won. Who was it?
I don't know.
Was it the quarterback?
Was it Baker Mayfield?
Drew Lock from Denver. In a win. All right, number 2. 18. No, here we go. Number 2, 26 for 40, 265 yards, 1 touchdown pass. Did they win or did they lose?
They lost. I know that one. They lost.
Won.
I thought they won.
Lost. Cam Newton.
Yeah, I knew that one. But...
All right, no. Did they win? 27 for 38, 311 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Win.
Lost.
You want to guess who that was?
Justin Herbert.
No, he won last week.
Kyler Murray.
Nah, he was on the bye last week.
Who was it, man? Shit.
It's Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
That's it. It's my 3 and out for this week.
Yeah, man. See you, Weezy. I like that twist you did right there. I was 1 for 2. Man, I got to get in the gym. Jeff, you are up, man. FSP Fantasy Football Breakdown.
All right, fellas. It's week 12. Start off with myself. I'm on the snide, Coach Lock. I'm on the snide. But lucky for me, so is everybody else. It is a log jam for those last 2 playoff positions at 5 and 6. Pretty much the entire league is either 6 and 5 or 5 and 6. So everybody's right in the same spot.
Y'all on that NFC East style, right?
Hopefully we can turn it around this week. I got Shane this week, the preseason champ. He's 1 game out of the playoffs at 4 and 7. Again, everybody's at a log jam right there at 5 and 6 and 6 and 5. I'm projected to win that one. Had a good game by Gibson to start my season off. He gave me 37 points to start the week off. So hope we can keep it rolling. K-Star Mike, one time for Cam versus Vanderbilt International. Both teams are fighting for pride right now. Vanderbilt International with a win gets back in the playoff contention. He's projected to win that one against Cam. Next, TB12 memory loss at 8-3 versus Show Me Them TDs. One time for Parham. I know he's listening. D. Harris is projected to win that one. He had 41 points by Deshaun Watson and 35 points by Will Fuller. That's what you call a head start. Man, good gracious. You choose a side. One time for Weezy in the 6th spot at 5 and 6. Going up against A Royale with the Cheese. One time for Twin at 6 and 5. Again, that log jam. Weezy projected to win this one. So we'll see. Didn't really get much out of Marvin Jones, but hey, it is what it is. He was still projected to win. Now watch God, Sean Watts.
Why you didn't say he didn't get much out of Ezekiel Elliott?
He didn't. He got 2 points.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I was just saying the fact that you still projected to win and you didn't get much out of your play. That's all I'm saying. I'm giving you props, Weezy. Good gracious. Sheesh. He had J.D. McKissick and Ezekiel Elliott and Matt Prater to play on Thursday and got a total of 12 points. That's rough for Twin right there. To get 12 points from 3 people. That's rough. Now watch God at 7 and 4. One time for Sean Watts versus 10 and 1. AB Kanye 2024. Now this is predicted to be a 1-point game. So we'll see how it shakes out. And lastly, Coach's Corner again at 5 and 6. Shout out to Coach Wayman against Big Draco. Chaz again at 5 and 6. It's projected to be a barn burner as well. We'll see how it breaks down. That is your week 12 fantasy football update. Playoffs around the corner, guys.
Most definitely, man. As long as Twin don't win, bro, yeah, just get a W, man. Twin can't win this joint for sure. Whew, let's keep it in the NFL, man. Tom Brady entered Week 11 with a mixed bag of results in his first season as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback. Now, the bad Tom Brady apparently showed up against the Rams, so much so that he didn't shake hands at the end. That included potentially the worst interception of his 6-time Super Bowl champion career. That is no exaggeration. Now, Brady is now on pace to throw an 11-year high 13 interceptions on the season. And he's been picked out 5 times over the past 3 games. The question I have for you guys is Tom Brady washed?
It's hard to be said about the GOAT being washed. I don't know yet. But I did see him make about 3 passes in the game. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? He made 3, like, oh my God, why he throw them passes? Them type of passes. He overthrew the one where one of his wide receivers had to beat a defensive player and tackle the guy for him to drop the ball. He should have threw 3 interceptions in that game for sure. He's looking bad. They keep blaming it on Bruce Arians and the long passes, but you Tom Brady tell me you don't want to do that. I don't know why you just want to tell me you don't want to do that and change up the play calling. But it is what it is.
No, that's a great point, Weezy. Like, they are blaming it on the long passes, knowing that as a 43-year-old man, that arm may not be as strong as it used to be. So, and what makes Arians' offense click is the deep passes. That's why Jameis was able to throw 33 touchdowns and 30 interceptions last year, because he can throw a deep ball. And you have all these weapons around you, and you're throwing your high interceptions, and you have these weapons that need to get open down the field, and you're breaking them down to intermediate routes. Hey, man, if it was anybody else, this story would go a lot different. The story will be talking about how he's struggling and things like that. But it's Tom Brady, so he's earned our respect, I guess. So, hey, just watch him burn.
I guess I'll be the one to play the devil's advocate here then. Brady leads the league in completions and attempts. His completion percentage is higher than his career average. His 268.6 passing yards per game is too. He's thrown 25 touchdowns, already more than last season, and this puts him on pace to throw 36 by the end of the season. If he does that, it would time for the third most in his career. Now, his down the field passing isn't good, like you guys mentioned. In the past 4 games, he's thrown 19 passes that have gone 20 yards in the air. He's completed none to his own receivers, even though he's thrown 3 interceptions out of those. So, yes, he is older, but I think a lot of this has to do with no offseason, no training camp with his new team. Those deep ball passes come down to timing. Certain routes come down to timing. So I'm not going to say he's washed yet, but I will say that his age is starting to show.
Yeah, I agree with everybody said. He's 6-1 in afternoon games, y'all. 1-3 in primetime games. I think he's hurt them more than he's helped them. They're down to 7-4 on the season. Drift a little further away from the NFC postseason picture, but can't throw the ball down the field. Let's be real. Mike Evans is a down the field wide receiver. Got AB, he's intermediate. That's why he wanted AB there. Chris Godwin, you can throw him deep balls as far as post corners and post digs. But listen, man, I know we give Breeze shit when he throws the ball 12 to 15 yards max to Alvin Kamara. Mike Thomas still is open right now. But I think Brady is just as worse with those deep balls, man. Major alarms for the glue gun. I think it's time to pack him on up. Send him on out with Old Yeller. It's over with. They should have kept Jameis.
Are they both done this year, him and Breeze?
Breeze is done. Brady will be back next year.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're going to keep it to Jeff's favorite sport. One of them, I guess I should say. 2 monumental names synonymous with the sport of boxing will go for another fight in the ring this weekend, November 28th on pay-per-view, when former champions Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. meet in an 8-round exhibition match from the Staples Center in Los Angeles. After months of build-up, as well as a delay from the original date by the 2 months, Tyson and Jones will finally meet, and the California Athletic Commission has deemed a sparring in hopes that neither fight gets knocked out. What will be the outcome of this exhibition? Will we see somebody get knocked out? Will we see a sparring match? Or will it just be a lot of tat-tat, tip-tip, and then it'll be done?
Want me to go first, Weezy?
Yeah, go ahead.
If it goes past 1 round, Roy Jones winning. I go out and say it right now. If Mike don't stop this early, Roy will win the fight. Because Roy would dance around. Roy would pot shot him for the whole fight with jabs and hooks and everything else and stay away from Mike as long as he can. Because Mike is in great shape. He looks to be in great shape. But if you remember watching Mike's last fights when he was still a professional fighter, like anything that he didn't get you out of there early, that's why he had those. He lost 3 of his last 4 fights. But because he didn't get you out of there early, he was done. And I don't think that's something you can reverse later on in life. You know what I mean? So I think Mike's got to get this over with quick, or they just fool us all and really have a sparring match with all the concerts in between and things like that. And Nate Robinson and the internet guy steal the show.
Yeah, if it's a sparring match, man, I'll be disappointed. I was actually going to buy this one. I was going to watch this. If it's a sparring match, I'm going to be disappointed. I want to see Mike Tyson win and knock his ass completely out. I do. I want to see him knock his ass completely out. I do. That's what I pay for. Knock his ass out, Mike Tyson. Don't sit around playing with it. You see all the videos of him training and shit. You done gas me up. Night his ass. I want to see his ass go night. I do.
Weezy, Tyson is a -200 favorite. What does that mean?
That means he's gonna win. that means his ass is gonna win.
Yeah, the last victory for Tyson came in 2003, so Jones might have the advantage because he had the most recent experience. But I see Mike training, man. Sheesh. They're saying Tyson, as far as the method of victory, is -150 for a knockout, and +400 on a technical decision that goes to Roy. Draw technical is +1200. So I got this over with in the 4th round, but I got Tyson knocking him out in the 4th for sure.
So Roy Jones is +400?
Does that change?
Yeah. That's just for, he's +450 for a knockout.
Nah, he ain't gonna knock Tyson ass out. I don't know.
Yeah.
If it goes 8, man, I'm telling you, if the longer it goes, it favors Roy.
Yeah.
Just being honest.
Now, like Jeff mentioned, the card will feature undercard of Jake Paul. That's the YouTube influencer Jeff was mentioned of, against former NBA player Nate Robinson. Well, they've been beefing over social media the past few months. So we're going to see a lot of things on this. I'm going to be tuned in watching. I don't want to see nobody get knocked out. They too old to get knocked out. I don't want to see nobody get hurt from this, not be able to bounce back, and they not the same person. They telling you it's going to be a sparring match. So maybe that's what it's going to be, but I just don't see how those two boxers are going to be able to turn it off in a ring once they get hit for real. Once one person gets hit for real, I think that's what's going to throw that sparring out the window. Unless they in there with the padded head gear. Maybe that's what they're going to do.
If there's no headgear, they in trouble. Because there's no way you can turn it off. You surviving at that point. Like with no headgear, you just trying to survive.
I don't want to see them padded hair gear. Them both professional boxers. I don't want to see them padded hair gear. I want to see somebody get their ass knocked out. That's what I want. That's what I pay for. See somebody else get their ass knocked on out for real. Knock his ass on off, whoever it is. That's what I want to see.
Well, we're talking about spectacles, guys. Let's move on to another spectacle. Uncle LeVar Ball is back on the scene. He's living rent-free in people's heads again. He's making bold claims. He recently bagged back on this one, but he's making claims that he can beat Michael Jordan if they play for $200 million on pay-per-view. He's also claiming the Lakers owe him for the title they won in the bubble, for making the claims they wouldn't win once they traded his son to the Pelicans. Is this going to hurt LaMelo with Charlotte that now that LeVar is back on the scene, guys?
No, somebody will tell us to shut up again. Somebody will. He's just on a high horse right now because they saying that people said that he did what people said that he couldn't do. He's on a high horse right now. He's feeling himself. But reality hit his ass, and Jordan tell him, "Hey man, tell your daddy to shut up when you gone." And LaMelo called his dad, "Hey, chill, bro, chill. You messing up my focus," and he'll shut up again.
I think it's bad for Melo, because if Melo comes out and underperforms to the point where he's saying his son is going to perform, then here we go again. Same situation. Lonzo is starting to come into his own, but look how long it's taking him to do that. When he first got in the league, LeVar was saying he's going to be better than Jordan. Come on, man. And I understand he's saying stuff outrageously because he's trolling, but we've seen this once, and clearly he's doing it again. And I don't think it's going to be good for Melo, especially if he doesn't live up to the hype early like he's saying he's going to.
Yeah, man. Got to live up to the hype. I think it's indifferent. It really depends. The main key is they got to trade Terry Rozier. You can trade Terry Rozier for a starting center like Miles Turner. And we're talking. Hell, I'll take Clint Capella. If you start the season with 3 starting point guards, it'll never work. And it's not the growth of your number 3 overall pick, which is Melo. So Melo's very immature. He can't defend, can't shoot. All recipes for disaster. But if you have idle time with this kid and he's not a contributing factor on this team, you have to make sure that he's in the starting lineup or getting very, very viable minutes. Can't lose him mentally because he'll be clocked out and doing some weird stuff on Instagram. So trade Rozier before preseason starts. We'll get going with Melo for sure. LeVar's fine. He's been in this rodeo before in the biggest market in the world. He handled LA just fine. He'll handle Charlotte even better.
Y'all
ready to go to halftime?
Let's get it.
All right.
We're at the midway point. Enjoy all of the halftime festivities.
Halftime, in case you missed it. Vanderbilt's women's soccer player Sarah Fuller is practicing at kicker for the Vanderbilt football team and could be an option against Missouri Saturday. Now, Fuller, a senior goalkeeper, helped the Commodores win the SEC Tournament Championship last Sunday. Fuller was added to the team because several specialists are in, and I quote, COVID-19 quarantine. The SEC recommends each team has at least 53 scholarship players to play a game, including a minimum of 7 offensive linemen, 1 quarterback, and 4 defensive linemen. there is no recommendation for a kicker. How do you feel about this, Weezy?
Hey, that might be the best thing happened to us all season. Let her get out there and kick. Hope she kick a field goal. Got protected, but hope she kick a field goal. Put it out there. Get her some kind of win this year. Put it out there. And you tell the players if she get hit, all y'all asses off scholarship. But y'all, all your asses going to Fisk. Yeah, all y'all going to Fisk, right?
Come on, Weezy. You're on mute, brother.
Shout out to the Fisk guy.
And why'd you have to do it to the Fisk like that? Why
Right.
Tribeca? Send them to Swinney or Cumberland.
Send that to Lipscomb. All of them go to Lipscomb.
Shit, don't put Fisk out there.
Right.
Not the Fisk.
HBCU, man.
Yeah, you're right. Delete that part here. Delete that. No Fisk. No Fisk.
Dang.
Send that. Yeah. Send that to Tribeca. Send that to Tribeca. Everybody go to Tribeca. They missed.
I wonder why they picked a goalie instead of a striker, though.
Because she's probably the best person on the team.
Because the goalies kick
the
farthest
ball down the field.
Exactly, yeah. Some
true.
goalies do penalty kicks in soccer in real life. So
That's true, too. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but listen, if this goes wrong, this is the final straw for Derek Mason ass. So what I'm saying is he better hope and pray that everything goes well with this. This can't go wrong. This cannot go wrong because you can't do this. They already took his picture down on the side of the damn thing over by Cumberland Trans. His picture's gone.
Cancel.
They got a damn star right there. They got a Vanderbilt star. It's a star.
That's the sign.
They fucked his picture up. He was blue-black on that picture. They fucked his picture.
I ain't gonna lie. They had him looking like Akon on the side of the
he was blue-black on that picture. I was down too. Take my damn picture off of that.
But listen,
blue-black.
If you're a Nashvilleian from the 615 and you've been up and down West End, you know once that picture is gone, if you still in season, that's the writing on the wall.
That's your ass. That's your ass.
Yeah.
That's your ass. Most definitely. You guys ready to get started the second half?
Let's go.
Let's get it.
The second half is underway.
Second half, the 2020 NBA Draft winners and losers, episode 345. I am J Ho.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
It's your boy Weezy. What it do?
It's your man, Coach Lock.
Like, we got 2 Fridays away from preseason basketball, dog. Is that nuts or what?
That's crazy.
2 Fridays, dog. That's crazy. Anyway, NBA free agency is always one of the most exciting times on the sports calendar, and 2020 has been no different. The free agent market opened up last Friday, and tons of deals have been made, including plenty of surprises, with both significant impact on the playoff races in both conferences during the 2021 NBA season, alongside potential groundbreaking trades that haven't happened yet. So what we can do is let's take a look at let's take a look at the biggest winners and losers from NBA free agency so far. We will start off with our winners. Who wants to go first? We'll kick things off with you. What you got as a winner?
My first winner is actually Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard as a winner. Because Jeff looked at me. Let me say my piece, Jeff, before you look at me like that. All right. This is what I think happened. Well, the Lakers didn't resign Dwight Howard. They said, you know what, we got championship, we good with them. But behind closed doors last year, they told Dwight Howard, hey, listen, you go out there and play hard, give us some good energy. We're gonna pay you, man. We're gonna pay you. And you know what they thought about? We need to pay him. We got AD. We want to sign AD back. We still got LeBron. We don't need him. And then Doc Rivers said, you know what? Come on over here. I'll pay you, big fellas. Give me that same energy. He still got his money. Dwight Howard was a winner. And he got a ring. He was a winner.
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that at all. Portland Trailblazers are a winner. They have officially become your new contender out of the Western Conference with the moves they made, getting Robert Covington, signing back Carmelo Anthony, signing back Rodney Hood, and getting Enes Kanter as your backup center with a healthy Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum all year. This is your new Western Conference contender. I would not want to play them in the playoffs at all. Watch out for Portland.
Hey, Robert Covington is your man, Jeff.
Hey, Weezy, you took the words out of my mouth. That's your man. I got to get something signed for you, dog. We got to get that to you, Jeff.
That's your man, dog.
My first winner, Fred VanVleet in the 2017 class. De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum are now officially max players. The Kings, Jazz, Celtics, they're going to build around them 3 guys, and they will all draft 2017 in the lottery. They signed a 5-year, $163 million max extension with the ability to bump up to 195 if they make the NBA All-Star team twice or win MVP. Van Vliet, the formerly undrafted Van Vliet, that is getting a 4-year, $85 million bag. So I don't know how else to say that's winning.
Then for sure, I definitely have Freddie Van Vliet. He bet on himself, man. Now, he's a very rich man and also a champion. I like that a lot. My first winner is the Hawks, Jeff's guys, man. Let's give some credit to the Hawks, man. Let's give it. Hey, man, listen. You get Rondo. You bring in Gallinari. You bring in Bogdanovich. After finishing 14th in the Eastern Conference, this is going to be must-see TV. This is the most exciting team, player, NBA league players. Hey, listen, this is the team to watch for sure. Not to say that they're ready to contend in 2021, but they'll be must-watch TV, and they're going to be a rough out for a couple of teams in the Eastern Conference for sure. So I like that team. Good job, Jeff. 20-47 to come where they at. It's time. Right, another winner. What you got, Weezy?
Number 2 for my list is another Laker, KCP. KCP's a winner. I'm gonna tell you why, Jeff. Don't you look at me like it. I'm gonna tell you why. Listen, no, I know you didn't. That's just dialogue. Listen. So what he did was what KP did was Rich Paul told him, you know what? KP was gonna get paid $2 million, 2 years, like $40 million. He turned that down. He turned it down the first time. Rich Paul said, no, don't take that deal. KCP called his homeboy and said, you know what, man, this thing told me to turn down all this money, man. I'm crazy. Everybody called him crazy for doing that. He got a championship and he got the money back. He got the money back, man. When you get the ring and the money and you're going back to that team to defend the championship, I think that's a win for you. I think so.
Go ahead.
It's just hard for me to disagree with once you get the money and you got a ring. I just don't agree with it.
You know why that is, right?
Tell me. Clutch rules the world.
Clutch rules the world, man. That's exactly why. That's exactly why. I'm going with another winner. I definitely had the Hawks down. They're gonna be your future 6th seed in the East this year, maybe 5th, depending on how it goes.
You want to bet that? I need some action. Make it light on yourself.
I ain't betting. You can book it. 5th or 6th seed in the East coming your way. Playoff Rondo, full effect. Gonna help right the ship. Take the ball out of Trey hands. We're gonna be all right. But another winner for me, besides my Hawks, Gordon Hayward. He continues to get paid. I don't know how, and I mean paid, not like a couple of years, 30 here. No. Gordon Hayward got $120 million from Charlotte. Michael Jordan, what in the blue hell are you doing in Charlotte? What is going on? You could have got him for less. I'm pretty sure you could. I don't know what this move is going to tell for my guy. And I think LeVar is going to have a long time in the press clippings saying things about Gordon Hayward ruining his son. This is tough, man. This is tough.
My second winner was also the Hawks for everything you guys mentioned, so I keep it short. Like Jeff mentioned, Rondo adds a veteran backcourt presence that'll take that load off of Trae Young. Somebody I didn't mention was Chris Dunn. He'll fill a defensive role for the Hawks. You know, he's not going to be offensive, but he's going to get in and be able to play defense for him. That's all they're going to need him to do. So I did have the Hawks for everything else you guys mentioned also.
I got the Lakers, man. When the defending champs actually get better and younger and the bench gets a little bit more depth to it, it's hard to say anybody else. Hard not to walk away to see what my guy, who's there?
Rob Pelinka.
Rob, yeah. Rob did a great job for sure. Being able to add talent the way that they did with the little bit of wiggle room that they had, you bring in Montrezl Harrell for cheap. He was supposed to get $80 million. You got him for 19, over 2. It's Craig Margasol for basically nothing. Dennis Schroeder is an upgrade at point guard. I can't imagine they'll miss Dwight or JaVale McGee at all. And I don't think they're done. I still think they have 2 or 3 more moves to make as well, for sure. Another winner, Weezy. Who you got?
Another winner for me is I went with the Hawks also for everything y'all just said. But I'm on the fence about that. Because listen, everybody's saying we got Rondo, veteran presence, he's going to lead the team. But has Rondo messed up some teams too? It was easy. No, it was easy to go out there and be a veteran presence with the Lakers and LeBron because he wasn't the head dog. Now we got to see how strong Trae Young and them are now. Because Rondo gonna talk some shit to him. We got to see how strong Trae Young is the man there. He's the man in Atlanta. Rondo gonna take the ball out of his hands.
Only team that Rondo messed up was the Mavericks. That's it.
I'm just saying, Trae Young's the man. He got to have some strong, you know what?
I can respect that. I can respect.
Coming off a ring too. Come on, man. Come on.
I can respect that. I got another one. I got the Heat. The Heat signed back their main free agents. They brought back Udonis Haslem for yet another year. Got Goran Dragic, Myers Leonard, and then they went and got Avery Bradley. So the team was already stacked, already drafts well. And then you signed back the key pieces you need and brought in Avery Bradley. I can't knock him, man.
Well, shit. I also had the Heat and the Lakers, so I keep it sweet. The one thing you didn't mention about the Lakers that's going to be big for them is that they got Wes Matthews Jr., who's going to be able to step in for Danny Green. He's going to make those shots because we saw Danny Green couldn't hit the side of a barn, and he's going to play defense just like Danny Green. So that's going to be big for the Lakers. But I'll go with somebody you guys had mentioned. Jeff already mentioned the Heat, which I had. The Phoenix Suns. Between the additions of Chris Paul and Jay Crowder, which they only got Jay Crowder for 3 years, $30 million, they've gotten better. CP3 is going to bring leadership to the young team. He's someone that can run the show and make things easier for Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton. We've seen what CP3 does for big, similar DeAndre Ayton, i.e. DeAndre Jordan, Tyson Chandler. He's going to make Ayton make the game so easy for him and Booker. We're going to see a big jump for this Phoenix Suns team coming up this season.
I like that, man. I like that CP.
Instant playoff team. Instant. They're in the playoffs right now. They're going to be in the playoffs.
At an 8 seed, though.
Maybe 7. CP turns them 8 seeds and them teams like, they're going to make the playoffs. He makes the playoffs every year.
He does, for sure.
With nobody team.
They're going to struggle making the playoffs in the West.
The West is tough this year, for sure. My last winner is the Philadelphia 76ers. Really, Daryl Morey in the 76ers. Daryl, listen, man, stellar first month on the job, trading Al Horford away for Danny Green and some shooters that we mentioned on last week's show. But to add in Tyrese Maxey, you get Isaiah Joe, just more shooting on a team that was in dire need of it last year since they lost J.J. Redick. In the marketplace for James Harden, we never know, but they just needed capable shooters to surround Ben Simmons, who can't shoot, and Joel Embiid, who's constantly double-teamed. And you got that Al Horford trade off of your books, dog. He did both of those things, man, in just a few weeks. So shout out to Daryl Morey, man. Got the job done. Any more winners before we move on to the losers, guys? I got the Celtics, dude. No, we ain't talking about the Celtics. You got Double T? You trade Double T instead of Enes Kanter? I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. We haven't seen Double T play any meaningful basketball in a long time. Watch Double T, dog, and then you bring in Jeff Teague for free, huh?
That's your man.
Oh, you just trying to put Double T on? I take Double T though. Double T,
that's what you do.
I take Double T. I take Double T.
Yeah,
they got
no one is celebrating that.
Your man.
I take Double T.
You're right.
Yeah, but improving at center, backup point guard, much needed shooting from the draft. One of the winners of the offseason for sure. Let's move on to the losers, Weezy. Who you got your first loser?
My first loser is, AB ain't gonna like this, but the Detroit Pistons, man. Detroit Pistons. They overpaid for Jeremy Grant, man. Every year, like, they have money, and they're gonna make these moves, and they wait to the last minute to all the, like, Black Friday, and all the TVs is gone. And you know what? Just go ahead and give me this TCL TV right here for $50. Like, come on, get one of the big TVs and go get the deal, man. Goodness gracious.
Hey, have y'all seen the TCLs work, though? TCLs? People sleeping on the TCL. I seen the TCL at the barbershop. It might not last, but
that's what I was going to say. How long is that TCL going to last?
But $300 for a 60, you got to do that. If it's only going to last for a year and a half.
But any of our listeners that's mirroring us to the TCL right now, we appreciate it. No disrespect to the TCL.
Not the TCL. Hey, we need some TVs. What up?
Yeah. But yeah, that's my Jeremy Grant. It's the Detroit Pistons, man. They just, you just panic. They panic.
I agree with you. I don't know what the hell they're doing in Detroit. My first loser will be Boogie Cousins. Yeah. He signed to Houston. And in terms, you think, okay, he's going to Houston playing with James Harden and Russell Westbrook. This might work. But he's actually the living embodiment of that meme where the little dog guy is sitting in the flame room and saying everything's all right. That's Boogie Cousins right now. Because at the end of the day, everyone that's around with talent could be gone before the season starts or halfway through the season. He's just sitting there trying to get another contract. We want better for Boogie. I think his best days are behind him because of injury, which sucks. And then he gets to go and play in Houston with both of those head cases. That's tough, man. And a new coach.
My first loser, the Indiana Pacers. They were linked to plenty of players over the last few days after going through the roller coaster of VO wanting out, then wanting to stay. They were rumored to be in the mix for Drew Holiday, Gordon Hayward, Bogdanovic, and clearly they didn't get none of them. Now the Pacers are left with questions about what to do with Miles Turner, Sabonis, and they don't really know what Oladipo is going to do still. They didn't make any real additions to feel good about their team. So they're in an area where they don't know what they're going to do in Indiana because VO has not made up his mind. One day he's still over here. One day he wants to leave. One day he wants to go. So for them not to make any moves, I have them as a loser.
Most definitely, man. I'm gonna kick things off with the Bucks. I'm concerned about Milwaukee, man. I don't feel they upgraded enough around the fringes. Not convinced they have enough depth to make a difference in terms of getting over the hump in the Eastern Conference. Now, granted, the Bucks are still going to win a lot of games in the regular season, but the way that they botched the Bogdanovic situation, that's a major what if moment. And I think that's just enough to get Giannis to go ahead and say, you know what, pack it up. I'm ready to go. Trade me away for sure. And I just don't think Drew Holiday is enough. They needed one more piece, and they didn't get that piece, man. So maybe they could trade to get VO. I don't know, but no Bogdanovic, that hurt. That hurt for sure. Another loser. What you got, Weezy?
Another loser for me was it was the Toronto Raptors, man. They took one step forward and one step back. They should have signed Serge, man. Serge Ibaka. That was a big key. I'm happy for Van Fleet. He deserves. He's one of the guys who like me out there and just he ain't big and tall. He handles business, got his money. I'm happy for that. But you gotta sign Serge. Man. Pick and pop. He can shoot the tray ball, and you got you gotta sign Serge. You do.
They lost Gasol, they lost Serge, signed Fred VanVleet, but they lost Gasol. Jay, I agree with the Bucks as well that losing, giving up what they gave up for Drew Holiday, and then not getting Bogdanovic. That's a lot. And yeah, you're probably right. Antetokounmpo is probably gone. But my next loser is going to be the Clippers. Losing Montrezl Harrell, losing one of the twins. I'm sorry, I forget which one it is. I mean, it's a twin. So they lost one of the twins and didn't do anything else to add leadership to a team that needs leadership. Like more than anything, like you can't be Kawhi, can't be your guy. You don't want Pat Bev to be your guy. Like that's not, you don't want him to be the leader of your team. So for them to be where they are right now, they definitely took two steps back to me before starting the season.
I agree. I had the Bucks as a loser also, so no need to get into the Bucks. So I go to my next one, which was the Denver Nuggets. They had turned themselves into a contender, but they couldn't get over the hump. They needed help via trades, free agency, and they thought they were going to be able to get Drew Holiday. Didn't happen, and that just made a chain reaction for them. They, got Jeremy Grant. He's gone. He didn't resign, which they thought they were. Then they got Torrey Craig, who ended up in Milwaukee. Mason Plumlee left to go to Detroit. The Nuggets did get JaMychal Green for a 2-year, $15 million, and they kept Paul Millsap. But they didn't get any better. Paul Millsap is long in the tooth. They lost the people they thought they were going to try to get. And the one not the one, but a big bright spot for them that happened in the bubble, they lost in Grant. So I had the Denver Nuggets as a loser.
Yeah, man. I got Jeff talked about it, man. The Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets are a horribly run franchise. Just and gave out the worst contract of free agency with Gordon Hayward, 4 years, $120 million. Paying $30 million per season to a player who's missed more games than they have played in each of the last 3 years is insane. But can't really be surprised they gave Bismack $72 million. And then they gave Batum $120 million Then they last year gave Rozier $56 million. They're about to trade him. So just the Hornets were just one of the worst teams in the league last season, and you tried to improve their situation by overpaying for Gordon Hayward, taking the chance with LaMelo Ball, even though you just gave somebody $56 million. Just risky gambles for a franchise made just 3 playoff appearances since 2005, man. So rough sledding for the Charlotte Hornets. Another loser, Weezy, who you got?
Oh, another loser for me is the Washington Wizards, man. They overpaid for that center, David Burton's, man. $80 million. That's one of them. I mean, they kept him. They kept him. They had him on the team. They already kept him. But that's one of the things. You got $80 million, and they got them TVs again. Got an LG. They got that Samsung up there. And you know what? They all disappearing. They ain't grabbing nothing. So come on with that TCL for $250.
Don't disrespect the TCLs, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't do the TCL might want to give us a TV, dog. Watch out.
Shout out to TCL. We mess with you. We giving TCL plenty of plug right now. But come on. If the LG's up there, 85-inch LG is hard. You gotta try it. You gotta let us try it.
Okay, I like how you put that, Weezy, because you got to pay for that LG, right? Pay for that 85-inch LG. The Knicks got the money to do stuff, and they won't pay for the 85-inch LG at all. They just won't do anything with it. But I don't know what. Yeah. They want to cop it, I guess, but they haven't done it. Like they're waiting. They're going to be gone. They're going to be stuck with TCL and not wanting to be stuck with it. Not like Charlotte is paying for it. No. The Knicks want the LG. The Knicks want the top of the line, everything, and they refuse to just jump out and pay for it. They got the money to do it. I don't understand it. I don't know if players just don't want to go there or if they're trying to do a youth movement. I don't really see what they're doing. I hope they don't waste my guy Obi Toppin's career. Started his career in the Knicks. It's my yeah. So I hope they don't waste his career start like that, because with this youth movement that they have a whole summer league team again this year as their starting 5 and then 6 and 7 men. It's insane.
I had the Wizards also, Weezy, so I won't spend too much time on them. They did overpay for Bertans, but the big thing is now that John Wall wants out, and they're going to have a hard time trying to find somebody to trade to take on that $131 million contract over the next 3 years. So now they go from paying Bertans all this money to think they're going to match him up with John Wall and Brad Beal to now John Wall wanting out of DC. That's going to be a loser for the Wizards.
For sure.
I got the Knicks as well, Jeff. You mentioned that they had the most cap space. And listen, man, and you still don't got a point guard, dog. You don't got a point guard. You ain't got a center. Come on, man. They just got to find ways to help that team, man. And you go and draft a power forward, but you don't have anybody that can get him the ball. Dennis Smith Jr., I know he's been working on his jump shot. I get that. Hey, spoiler alert, Dennis Smith Jr. is not a starting point guard in the NBA anymore. It's over with. So I think this roster is actually a step down from last year, and the season's about to start, and there's still time, but who in the hell can you get if you're in New York? Like who do you give up? You give up Kevin Knox? His trade value is at an all-time low. It's rough, man. Rough to be a Knicks fan. Rough to be a New York, basically, sports fan, period. Another loser, Weezy. Who you got?
Then my last one. I got one more. And this is my last one right here. It's the Houston Rockets, man. It's the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets got two. They got 2 LGs, but they 1080p. They're not 4K no more. They're 1080p. And they can't give that 1080p away because nobody wants that 1080p. And they pay them 1080p a lot of money. And I just think they wait to the last minute, so they're gonna make one more year with the 1080ps, and everybody else is getting 4K. You got to get a 4K, and they can't get rid of it. So I think the Rockets they're in a tough spot right now with Westbrook and James Harden, because I don't think neither one wants to be there. Neither one wants to be there, and nobody wants them, obviously. So it's rough.
We've covered mine. I don't want to restate it that we've already talked about. So yeah, good job, Weezy. That's it. Yeah.
My last loser is Trevor Ariza.
Oh.
He got traded 4 times in a matter of a week, from the Blazers to the Rockets to Detroit to OKC. Somebody, please, just tell Ariza where he's going to play this season so he can settle down and know he's going to live. I understand, he's an old loner too, but I guess this is what you have to deal with when you got an expiring affordable contract. Somebody, please, just tell Trevor Ariza where he's going to end up.
My last one is the Detroit Pistons. They have the most, I would say the least impressive roster in the entire NBA. and that didn't change in free agency. Like you guys mentioned, they overpaid for a bunch of players. Then on top of that, you let Christian Wood go, and he was just beginning to blossom. Now he goes to Houston, he's going to blossom there. And here's the thing: they aren't good enough to make the playoffs, but not bad enough to get a top 3 pick. So it's the worst spot to be in the NBA, and especially if that is your team, especially without 1 or 2 young players with star potential. Tough sledding for AB and his Detroit Pistons, man. Very tough. Any other losers, fellas?
No.
Look at that, man. Hey, listen, it was a lot more losers than it was winners. I would agree to that for sure. Free agency was, it was a little quiet, a little different this year. But next year is the year for free agency, so we won't hold you guys any longer. Just talk about respective teams. Now, I'm a Bulls fan. We didn't do shit. Nothing in free agency. Lost Chris Dunn. Didn't add anybody. Didn't trade anybody, which is disappointing because we were a bad team last year. We're going to be bad again. Jeff's team was a winner. Coach Locke is a fan of the NBA, so he wins in all aspects. And Weezy, your Lakers, because you're a LeBron fan, came out as a winner. So.
I'll hop around. Well, LeBron. Yeah.
What are you going to do with LeBron? Who's your guy? Who's your second guy? James Harden?
Well, LeBron.
That's his man. That's his man.
Well, that's your man. Don't do that.
That's your man.
Yeah,
That's your man. Yeah, that's your man.
James Harden is my guy.
Turn your back on him.
Gonna have a long career in the NBA once LeBron gone, buddy, as far as winning.
And Coach, your guys, you got a gluttony of players right now since you don't have a team.
Yes, my guy, Damian Lillard, De'Aaron Fox, and Jamal Murray.
Yeah, he's commissioner. Coach is commissioner. He likes everybody, right? He just want to see good ball. Good ball.
Yeah, for sure.
How it is.
And I got my Bulls, and I got Book. I got Steph. A bunch of other players, too.
Russ.
You got Russ. You got
1080p. He's 1080p,
but
man.
I also have the future of the league in the Pelicans.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm surprised.
And you got Melo. You just drafted Melo, too, Jeff.
I know it.
I hear TCL, for sure. I hear TCL.
My future's bright. My future's bright. I ain't worried about that. He would love to have LaMelo in Chicago right now.
No, I wouldn't.
You damn lie.
I promise. Give me Kobe White over him any day, dog.
Let's wrap it up. Let's go home.
Let's
go home.
I guarantee Kobe. He won't have the year Kobe White had last year. I guarantee that.
What was Kobe White's numbers last year?
I'm finna find out. I think it's like 14-6.
Is Kobe White a TCL, Jeff?
Man, he's a Toshiba.
Are you crazy? I'm finna find out Kobe White.
Kobe White.
Yeah, 13 and 4.
LaMelo's got that.
I bet he ain't got that.
He got that by mid-season.
All right, we'll see. We'll see. I like that, Jeff. I like that energy. I like that. I tell you what. Book gonna average 30. I know that. That's for damn sure. Ain't worried about that. The best shooting guard in the NBA. But that's a whole nother podcast episode. We appreciate everybody that signed up for the FSP newsletter. By the time you hear that will be closed. We will announce the winner that following week. Appreciate everybody that signed up for that. We got some other stuff coming for you guys as well. Weezy with a part. Act like people can't see that. Hey, should have went to Wanjo for that one. Wanjo would have got that little, hey.
It's been a couple days.
Tweet us with questions throughout the week at Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment and give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page. On the iTunes page, please rate and subscribe. But more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend. To go to a new barber. Weezy.
Everything paid for, baby.
Including haircuts. You better damn know it. Coach.
Get a drummer song.
Jeff.
Camera's always on.
Damn right. And the revolution will be podcasted. We are out.
Thank you for listening to the Full Sport Press podcast page. And don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Purchase your track today.
revolution will be podcasted.